Guys, deluded. Now, I really should have said this in the last video, but it completely skipped my head. Now, please, people, I'm not trying to be xenophobic. I'm not trying to be any of these things when I say what I'm about to say, so use your common sense. But Unai Emery is allegedly about to become our Arsenal manager. I'm not saying he is. I'm not in the know. Allegedly, all reports are pointing to that's about to happen, innit, people? One thing that concerns me, I read an article briefly. Google Translate made a lot of it not make sense, but I looked into his time in Russia. It wasn't a success. He was failed relatively quickly into his time managing Spartak Moscow. A big part of that was his communication to players, his meticulous approach, which was a lack of and boring players. Main thing I want you to take home, and I have to say again, communication of players and the language barrier. Now, man are not Superman. Unless you're Wenger, you're not going to know 10 different languages, or Senderos. You're not going to know 10 different languages. But I'm not saying he didn't, because I didn't look that far, but if you didn't make an attempt to learn the language and these things, you're going to, and how's it going to work? Like, I like to think if you're a manager of Arsenal, you plan to stay 3 years minimum, you need to learn the language and things like that. Like, and away from all of that, it makes your life easier. 2, it makes communicating with your fans and your players and people around you easier. 3, the main thing for me, how do you get the connection with the players per se? Obviously, if man speaks Spanish, which, I mean, Mustafi should, because he was at Valencia. Who else could speak Spanish? Ozil was at Madrid. Bellerin's obviously Spanish. There should be, I'm probably missing someone else out in it. There must be a couple other Spanish men in there, in it. But when you don't speak the language, surely you miss some sort of communication that direct conversation has. Like, if I say to someone, if someone's playing crap, if you're playing crap, people, or you think I'm playing crap, and you tell someone to say I'm crap, couldn't it get lost in language where exactly what you're saying, tactical, and the emotion and vibe behind it? Whether you telling me directly, that is one thing that concerns me, because you see managers nowadays, they get praised for it because players don't have no concentration, and players are not able nowadays, in my opinion, to think for 90 minutes. But why do you think the likes of Pochettino, Conte last season specifically, Pep Guardiola definitely, Klopp for 100%, they get praised for running up and down the pitch, and again, they're obviously not doing it all the time, but running up and down the pitch, constantly bellowing instructions, because you need energy and these sort of things, and Arsenal are missing that. We're missing galvanization. We're missing constant, as Wenger would say, consistent motivation. We're missing that. The language barrier, I can't lie, Wenger had that. They able to communicate. Whether it happened good or not, just a damn right able to get play for your players. I mean, get basic communication to your players scares me, because we need to pattern up our back four. And obviously with the communication thing, that means you need to now get a translator, and again, it's now down to you. If with a translator, are the players going to resonate as much as if you don't understand what the hell you're saying? Obviously, there's been incidences where it has benefited, but it doesn't bode well. A lot of things don't really bode well and fill me with any confidence, really, with Unai Emery. Like, I really want him to prove me wrong. I do think he's a manager of quality, a manager with a good philosophy per se, and he's not necessarily negative, but there's a lot of things that, and I'm not the greatest knowledgeable person on the man, but a lot of things that does concern me, people, and I'd be lying if I didn't tell you guys the truth. On that note, I'm going to get out you guys' hair, man. Guys, deluded, get in the comments, subscribe, and do the rest, man. The language barrier at times is really sitting here, it's concerning me.